everybody.
Howdy.
I am Michelle with Moksha Grace Coaching, and welcome to Moment of Presence.
Hi, guys. I'm Krista. I do operations and I coach people and how to use their CRM and just be more operationally efficient. And we're here.
Yes, we are here. We are here, and
The times, they do be changing.
what brought this topic up today?
Well, we're about to have our we're about to have some house renovations done, and that includes a lot of chippy changes.
And a storage container was delivered to our driveway this morning, and in my
Making it
head,
very real.
and that's exactly the thing. I was like, when it gets delivered to your driveway, shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
So
our backgrounds will look different starting next week.
yes,
Yeah,
I
we're
could
gonna
even
figure out
be
how to do the
outside.
show. Actually, yeah.
I thought about it. I was like, I could be outside, or we could set it up so that we could both like be outside, like just talking, like, "Hey, how are you?" Like,
I mean, we could just be in the office, sitting next to each other,
here,
and then
yeah,
we'll have to
yeah.
figure that out.
Because there's going to be like all kinds of really cool, fun stuff going on. We're so excited. We'll have to give you a tour after.
No, if you can get a tour, if you know us well enough, you can come over for a dinner party and you can see the changes. The internet does not need to see our home.
Speaking of changes, I was listening to, we were talking about songs with changes in it. And of course, my go to is David Bowie's Changes. Because
I think that is what I was thinking about. I knew there was something where it was like, change. You know what's so funny is all I heard in my head was changes. And I was like, what song is that?
yeah.
No, now I know.
So yeah, the changes, turn and face the strain. You know, that's how you can deal with it. That's how you face change, is you have to turn and face the change. You can't resist the change. When you resist it, it's going to be much harder. So remind me of that when the boxes get here later, because everything has to be packed up.
What's so funny is I thought we were just going to go down a place in the conversation of, and this is how I love change, and this is how I deal with it. And then I was going to be like, and this is how I manage through it.
Well, so yeah, so that is where we're going with it, because and I okay, turn and face the strain, changes. Time may change me. You can't trace time. We can't change things, right? We can't control everything. There's going to be changes. And so you can either flow through the change, or you can be that person on the paddleboard trying to paddle yourself the opposite way and row against the change. And so I like to roll with it. It freaks me out and scares me in the beginning. I have to know like details and like have a timeline and like know the different like parts. But once I can see like the big outcome at the end, I'm cool. Like I know what the vision is, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now what can I do to get us there quicker?
I couldn't care less about the vision. Just tell me what I need to do so that I can start working on it, and then I'll be fine.
Okay. And that's
golden retriever, black cat, dog, cat. Two very different ways of looking at this.
As I'm wearing my chaos coordinator shirt.
Yep.
Which is funny because when we go to Disney World, you are the chaos coordinator. You're the one that lines everything up.
That's what I'm saying. I like when I can get control on it. I can plan it out. I can get started, go into action. I'm an action mode girly. That's why I'm so good at operations. I'm action mode. Let's solve problems. Let's find solutions. Let's make it happen. before that, where we're just chit chatting about it for months.
So
Let me know when we have a decision, and I'm your girl.
once the boxes get here and we say start here, it's going to be great.
Well, and this is, I mean, in this case, we're talking about personal changes where, your day-to-day living environment is going to change significantly. Other things that may relate to other people. Well, renovations, I think, is universal as a stressful situation.
Yes. We
Um,
also have a very close family member that potentially is changing a position.
yep, career changes. You've
So
got
career
everyone who went back
changes.
to school, not
Everybody's
for
going
us,
back to
but other
school,
people.
right? Empty nesters, moms, dads that stay home with their kids. Now all of a sudden their kids are going to school, and it's like, what the heck am I supposed to do?
Yep.
Funny thing, I was talking to somebody yesterday, and we were talking about that whole, you take your kid to kindergarten for the very first time, and like you've been home with your kid for 5 years.
Hmm.
You've changed your life from whatever it was. Now you're stay at home, or
Yeah.
doing whatever. Now the kid goes to kindergarten, and what do you do? And so when I dropped off your brother for his first day of kindergarten, I bawled. Like I was crying as soon as the door closed. I kept it together. As soon as the door closed, it was like, and I was like,
Proud of you.
what do I do? Like, I didn't know what to do while he was at school. I had to come back at 2 o'clock. So I was like, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, there was time to go grocery shopping and stuff like that, where when he was in preschool, there was not enough time. Like, he was in preschool for like 2.5 hours. That's
Yeah.
not enough time to go grocery shopping, come home, put everything together, and then you have to run back. So I was like,
Right.
so I joined PTA, of course, because why not? Because then I get to stay at school. Um, and well, I had you too. Um, and so actually, you were there with me. So anyway, I within that first year of PTA, I came up with the Boohoo breakfast.
Mm.
And so the following year, all the kindergarten moms dropped off their kids, and as they got all teary, all of us seasoned moms were going, "No, come with us. We got you. We got you, boo. Let's go to the Boohoo breakfast." And so we had this whole spread, and it was, just a nice time for all of the moms to come together, and dads, boohoo as much as we wanted to, and then just kind of chill. And then of course I always looked at it as a membership event too, because I was like, join
Nice.
PTA.
Hmm. Very smart.
Yeah.
This woman
So
since day one.
that's it's making the best out of a situation, and changes happen. We cannot grow without changing.
Yeah.
That's part of growth, is change. You want to stay in your comfort zone, and that's fine. The clothes aren't going to fit, and you're going to look different, and you're going to feel like you're in a cage. You got to break free, and breaking free means you have to allow the change.
Well, it's
um,
funny, the phrase that always cracks me up is the irony that the only thing in life that doesn't change is the fact that there is change.
right.
And I just love that concept. I always have. I heard it for the first time when I was a teenager, and I was like, man, that that right there that's life.
So knowing that
Mhm.
that there's nothing certain, there's nothing consistent in life. Well, death, taxes, and what else? Death, taxes, and
Change.
change. Yeah, I know there's another word, but I don't know. But anyway, um, you can only control what you can control. So like with a renovation, what can we control? We can control how we respond to it. So like, okay, let's get busy, let's have
Mhm.
our plans, let's have our lists, our to-do lists. When we moved into this house, I had a dry erase board that all of the contractors could see, like, this has to be done by this time, this has to be done by this time, because this, and this, so everything was lined up.
Mhm.
I would cross time the things out, as we went through the different days. Don't think I ain't bringing that board back out. Like,
I'm sure our contractors are going to love that.
Well, that's it helps me be able to see progress too.
Mhm.
And especially like if because when you're doing renovations, and same thing with a job, if you're searching for a job, there's certain things that you have to have in place before you can move on to a job search. You
Mhm.
can't start a job search unless you have your resume done.
Mhm.
You can't start a job search unless your LinkedIn is updated, because then it's people are going to be looking at it.
Yep.
So
You have to
don't
have an
do
idea of what to include in a cover letter.
right, exactly. You have to know the biggest thing is you have to know what you're looking for.
Well, yeah.
You can't start a journey, whether it's to Disney World or across the United States, unless you have an endpoint in mind. And then you can route out all of your different stops along the way, kind of like what you do for us when we go to Disney. Like, what are our main attractions that if we miss, we'll be upset? Like, we'll hear about the whole drive home, because that happens sometimes when mom doesn't get her way. Uh, Someone has
The
a temper.
what? When the
When mom doesn't get her way and we
No,
say
but what did you
no,
say before that? Like the
like when I don't get my way and we don't stand in line for a ride
Never
or on
mind. You said a
attraction.
word and I couldn't hear what you said. That's okay.
Anyway, on the drive home. But anyway,
Drive home.
yes, and you hear about it the whole
Yes.
way home. Yes, you don't want to
Mhm.
do that.
Hi,
So
Adam.
there's
Thanks for jumping on with us today.
hey Adam. So there's certain things we're talking about, changes and how you can get through changes. And
You missed
so
us singing in the first 30 seconds, so be glad that you're joining now.
yes. The other thing before you go for a change is to pre-think what are the things that you need that are going to make it easier, and not just the resume and stuff like that for a career, but also like if you're leaving something, like leaving one role and going to another role, like a whole different place, like clear out your computer. um,
Mhm.
I know this is going to sound funny, but please, for the love of God, take my word on this. Go through your calendar and get rid of all of your reminders, because I'm still getting reminders from a position that I had in 2018 that I left. I'm still getting reminders about meetings from 8 years ago that are still happening, but I'm not included in them anymore. But I get the reminders. So please clear those out, because I don't know how to. If anyone does, let me know.
Oh,
Um,
and no, it's not that easy. If you're in IT, reach out because it's beyond just reminders at this point.
yeah. Um, what are other changes? Okay, so the kids going back to school, like you, have a plan for yourself. What is it that you want to do? What do you want your routine to look like? The kids are going to have a great routine. They're going to be coming home from school. What are the things that they are going to need? They're going to probably need a little bit of energy time to like just energetically like, okay, I'm home. I'm
That
back
would be
in this
called
environment,
decompressing.
decompressing. And then it's time to get into homework. And then there might be dinner things that you have to, then there could be extracurricular activities. Have a plan. Have a plan. So these are the things that you can control. You can't control that the plan's going to be followed to a T, just like my dry erase board, but at least I can have it posted that these are the expectations. And whatever happens after that, we're just gonna like laugh. We're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
And the other thing is on the other side is what you wanted, is what you planned for, is what you were hoping for. And so when you think about that, all of this isn't going to matter. It's going to fade away. And I was thinking about that with the pool. I walked by the pool this morning and it's just beautiful and the sun's shining, and I was like, oh, and I want to go. And I was like, remember when I was like so mad that there was no water and we were draining the pool? And like it went by, it was a good 2 months. It was not two
It
weeks.
was not 2 months, maybe 6 weeks.
Anyway, um, we're back in the pool. Like everything's fine. The water's warm. All is well. It's going to be fine. So the way I handle change is I just imagine myself as the lighthouse, get into my Zen space. You can still keep your routine. I was thinking about that this morning. Okay, I'm going to have to decide where I'm going to meditate. My meditation seat is going to look a little different, but I'll still have a space. I'm still going to meditate every day. Think about those kind of things because those are the things that you can control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about you?
Um, so in this exact scenario that we're in right now, I'm still figuring out how I'm dealing with the change. Step number one is to breathe.
And
Um,
be honest.
I am not a big breather in the sense of like taking deep breaths. That's not a thing that my nervous system does often. So, really focusing on those deep breaths and those pauses throughout the day to take a deep breath. So, very intentional, little minor meditation to get myself back into center is very big for me. It's also really remembering that I always like to think about, there's that concept of like, we always are like, oh, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. And then something happens and you make the time. And so I'm really trying to put really like playing with that perspective a bit and going, okay, I'm feeling extremely stressed out right now. If I were to get to a point where it causes me to like get, like a cold or something like that, or I injure myself because I'm not taking care of myself, it's going to force me to stop. So what I need to do is take those moments now instead of when I'm forced to. So yeah, I don't have the time to take those breaks, but I do. I have
Well,
to intentionally do that.
yeah.
And so for me, that's really what's coming up in this moment of a lot of change and stress is I need to be very intentional with how I'm handling this. Very
Yes.
intentional about doing those self-care things. Very intentional about using my words about taking breaks and really,
Words matter.
to a place of center.
Yeah. I think that's important. And yes,
You know,
drinking heavily.
have this outlet. I'm not an alcohol consumer, so unfortunately, I can't go that route. But I feel you on that. Mine would
And
be more desserts, which I don't.
we could bake. We should have some things in the freezer because the oven's going to be the thing that we can use, and so we could take the cookie dough and just bake. Uh, but Adam, yes, drinking heavily probably not a great idea since there's probably going to be tools on the ground that I could trip over and potentially harm myself. So, uh, but by the pool, a, a
Totally.
margarita or and a refreshing mojito that may not have liquor in it would be good too.
You're a trip.
Yes. Well, I was told I was going to have to help on some of these things. So if I do get a chance to take a jackhammer in my hands and have some fun with it, we will definitely video it and put it on Moksha Grace because I just think that's hysterical. Yes. Make sure you have coverage before you leave a job. Yes, absolutely. Or you are definitely in good health. You can check on that too and make sure that you do have yourself in a good place. And mental health is important, which is what Krista was talking about, taking that time to take that break because you certainly don't want to get sick in the middle of a
Yeah.
big change or something that's happening.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be, getting sick. If we're resisting the changes and we're not taking forward action, it doesn't have to come in the form of a cold or some other physical thing. It can also be other external environmental things forcing us to take a break. I know we've talked about
Yeah.
it before. When I was in a job that really wasn't a good fit, I did get hit by a semi truck in my car once, and then almost got hit two more times because it was a bit of a drive for me to get to and from work, and that was the sign of like it's time to stop resisting the need to change. And that's the other thing is not only resisting the change like once it's already in motion, but resisting making a change that you know you need to make. That's
Yes.
a whole other part of this.
Yes, and that's huge. And are you about to show Adams, because this is a whole other conversation? Yes. I would say if you can, Adam, and anyone else out there,
Yeah.
abso-freaking-lutely. And the reason is because whatever's happening at your old position, and this is in any situation, whether it's a job, school, give yourself some breathing space to decompress, just like we're going to do for the kids when they come home from school. Give yourself time to decompress and feel the feels, especially if it's something that you weren't expecting, or you're leaving because, like in my situation, I went to HR. I needed to heal from the feelings that I brought home with me on that last day. I had to heal from that, because what happens is if you don't feel it and learn to let it go, let it out, however that whatever that looks like to you, what happens is, and we see this all the time, you bring it with you into the next job and you create the
Yep.
same situation.
Yeah.
So I'll use my situation as an example. Toxic boss. If I had not, toxic boss that was backed by HR, if I had not given myself time to heal and work myself through that, then I would have created another situation in a new role that would have been a toxic boss, that also maybe I didn't feel supported, and which actually I did. Now that I think about it, I kind of recreated it towards the end of that role too. I didn't heal enough. So there are those things that we can break a cycle, but we can also reconnect to that cycle, and it comes back around. We can handle it in a different way, which is what I did. I took things into my own hands, and I was the one that said, enough is enough. And so I was able to walk away on a very high note, by the way, because I had clearly healed and processed it. So before you move on, give yourself some time, process it, let it out. Um, Anger, winter's going to be coming. You're going to need, I don't know, firewood. Go chop some
And
logs.
here's the other thing too, though. Even if you're ending on a good note because this job is just an even better one and you like the job that you did
Mm-hmm.
have, it's nice to give yourself, whether it's a week, whether it's a couple days, to literally
Breather.
do nothing. Allow
Mm-hmm.
your nervous system to get back to neutral, because anytime we start a new job, it's going to be a little stressful. There's going to be new things to learn, new, dynamics to figure out, probably maybe a lot of work to get started depending on what kind of situation you're entering into. So it's always nice to give yourself that break, the same way that we recommend, meditating every morning so that you set yourself up to start up here. So if there is a little bit of a dip, it's not so far down. Same sort of concept here. Get yourself ready to start at the best possible version of yourself, and then you can start off on an even better foot.
Exactly. Exactly. You'll have to re-listen a little bit, Adam, because we were giving you some thoughts,
We're giving you some
but
good stuff there,
definitely
yeah.
just, yeah, basically just allowing yourself to get back to a base level before you jump into something new, because you're going into a new environment with new people. You want them to see that the best of you, right? Like, not that stressed out version of you, if that's the case, from
Mhm.
where you're coming from to where you're going.
Yeah.
So,
Go back to like minute 20. That should be good.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've covered career, we've covered renovations, we've covered school. What other changes? Oh, but, uh, marriage,
I was gonna say
relationship.
relationships.
There's that going around too. Um, yes, change is scary. Guess what? Change is freaking scary, because you don't know what's on the other side. But you know what? A door opens and you walk through it. You kind of look around, make sure you're safe, right? You kind of check the territory. get the lay of the land, go in nice, easy, scope
Well,
things out a bit.
here's the thing we haven't touched on. A big piece of what brings um, comfort, what brings solace in times of stress, is trusting
Mm-hmm.
that whoever it is that you believe in, God, source, earth, energy, the almighty mother, the almighty father, whoever that is for you, is going to provide you what you need in the moment that you need. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's usually if I'm at a point where I'm super stressed, I just go, you know what? I trust that I've got what I need. And in that moment, that's my version of letting it go. I just go, okay, F it. Let's see what happens. I trust that I've been given what I need.
And this is when I do some karaoke and Jesus take the wheel. This is my Carrie Underwood moment of Jesus take the wheel. I am not in control. And here's the thing: it's that listening within, and this is why having that quiet time, having that routine that you already have established or establish one, and continuing on that path so that way you're quiet internally so you can hear the guidance from Mother Earth. You can hear the guidance from, Jesus take the wheel, make a right, not a left. Similar to what happened with you with the semi, you got a clear message. It's time to go. um, you know, me being stressed out in a position and going, whoa, 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 whoa. I am not a cash cow. I am feeling like unaligned and not right. And this is not what I signed up for. It is time for me to take my final bow here and move on and trust that what's up and coming is the path that I'm on and that I'm taking the steps on that path. And you will know internally when you start to take a step and it's like the wrong way, the wrong direction, you feel it in your gut. It's like a stab. It's like a, oh, that doesn't feel good.
I feel it. I feel it like I'll know my entire aura feels it. I feel it on my skin. It's like it's icky.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and there's even been times where I've come to you or you and your father and said, like, I don't know, what should I do. Internally though, I feel like this is a path where you guys might be looking at it externally going, I don't think so.
Mhm.
And yet every time I've listened within and done it, yes, the exact thing that we said was going to happen happened, but that next thing that I found or the next thing I stumbled into was exactly where I needed to be. And I wouldn't have gotten there if I hadn't gone that way. And so that's why it's so important to listen within. You can ask people for their advice, you can ask people for their input, but ultimately bring all that information in, feel it out, and then you have to take the next step. You have to make the decision to make the change, to turn and face the change.
Yeah.
Going back to our original song.
Nice. Very nice.
Changes. I love that song.
Honestly, I feel like we just went full circle. Do we even need to say more?
The only other thing I'm going to remind everyone, and I think we definitely should do some breathing, is um and I've said this before and I'll say it again. The way that I cope and manage with chaos uh is be the sky. Be the sky, let the storms pass by. You're either the lighthouse or you're the deep water, whatever makes you feel better, but you stay calm and let everything swirl around you, control what you can, which is yourself. And when you can do that and remain calm, and here's the crazy part, and we're going to be practicing this in real time with all the chaos that'll be happening right now at the moment with all the wind picking up,
Mhm.
is we as everyone's doing stuff in the house, if we remain calm, we will change the energy of everyone else in the house. But
Yeah.
if we come out and we're like, okay, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, we gotta do this, we're gonna drive everybody nuts. They're gonna feel the energy of feeling nuts, and then things don't get done right. So,
So let me see. That was timestamp 3050. I'll make sure to play this for you a few times.
oh, you're talking about it to me? Yes, that's funny.
That's good, right? Gotcha.
Um,
Oh yeah, we are about to get some good weather, so we should wrap up in case the wind is a bit too much. So why
yes,
don't we do deep breathing and then we'll
yes.
sign off.
Okay, so let's do our deep breathing that I've been learning and practicing. Oh, do we want to do our butterfly taps too?
Sure.
We like those. So cross your thumbs,
Oh,
fingers on your, go over your heart. If you want to go fast in the beginning, you can go fast in the beginning, but we're going to end up slowing down. Okay, so chin up, take a nice deep breath in. Then as you exhale, slow down your taps. And then chin up. Inhale. Your airway is nice and open. Hold it. A nice slow exhale. And this is also something that you can do when you're like having a moment. You can slip to the bathroom if you need to and like go in a stall, whatever, or in your office. Deep breath in. And the reason we put our chin up is because it opens up our airway. So it's easier for that breath to get all the way down where we want it to go. And what I like to do also is just envision roots growing out from the bottom of your feet and going right into Mother Gaia, right into the earth.
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. I said Mother Earth.
You said Mother Gaia. Not everyone knows Gaia.
Sorry. Well, I said Mother Earth and whatever. Anyway, you have those grounding roots. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. And you control how you respond. So if you maintain your calm and your peace with that change, you will be able to get through it with bright colors and beauty and the outcome that you would like to see or feel.
Yes, indeed.
So, speaking of changes, every morning when you wake up, it's a new day, it's a change, but you also have choices. So, this fits together very well. So, when you wake up in the morning, you can either have a good day or a bad day. You make that decision, choose wisely.
And we'll see you next week.
And we don't know from where, but we're just going to be adaptable and we'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.